experiencing in my heart and in my mind what is taking place with pop guys. Pop guys and their families, pop guys and their work life, social life. I mean, the good life is overtaking us, and it's fun to just sit back and fun is not the correct term. It's amazing what has taken place. Dr. Webb was over at the house today. He's getting his papers to fly. They lost another family member in St. Louis. He's got to fly to St. Louis, and he got his traveling papers and so forth and so on. But he's moving. This is going to be the first time that he's ever been on a flight, right?
In his life?
I think it's in his life. Certainly, it's in the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a big thing. We were sitting there trying to make his reservation. He didn't seem, intimidated. But it's an intimidating thing if you haven't been on there in a while. And now, these days, travel is, you got to pay attention when you travel. See if you got a food.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my bigger point was just what's happening with pop guys. And just it's pretty amazing stuff. And I just got to figure out a way to break out of my little to write any of this down. Now, it's just all over, spilling all over the table type thing. So I may invite you guys to a little videotape thing. Just a few guys at a time and talk about, POP inside, just inside, what it's like for you individually, just inside. Then later we're going to come back and talk about what it's been since you've been out. And I just want to capture that on tape, and then we'll try to figure out how to work that into a story about what we did. I read a passage. I can't remember. When I went in 2005. There was so much stuff. Guards were hating on me. There was all of this animosity. I don't know. I didn't care nothing about none of that stuff. Right? And every one incident that would come up, the person would get moved out of the way. It would be within maybe 30 or 40 days before that person was gone. Right there with you in Rush City, the psychologist kept hearing about POP as he was trying to do his therapy.
Yeah.
He got so sick of it, he came to group. So he came to group and then went back to the warden and said, man, this is a cult. This guy's a cult figure. You got to get him out of here, right? And that would have worked, except for the warden was Bruce Reiser, who was the associate warden at Faribault where I started. So I had already been with him 3 years or so before I got to Rush City. So he, in order to play the guy off, he shows up at group. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is what that was really all about.
Yeah.
And then we got him involved in the 8 steps to the good life. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
So then he went back and told the guy, he said, man, I wish I had 4 more just like him. And if it bothers you, you're going to have to look for another job. And the guy complained because you know how intellectual. And man, they wrote that boy letter back so cold-blooded. They told him, I said, look, if you do your thing and let him do his thing. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That's just an example where when I was with you, I had a guard take my badge.
Yeah.
The guard said, man, hey, what are you doing with that badge? Where'd you get that? like as if I made it or something. You know.
I not to cut you off, but what you're saying is similar to what Brian Stevenson went through. Remember?
Oh yeah.
When he was going into the
Oh
prison.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it made me take my clothes off and nothing, but it was some stuff, And so the guy said, "Give me that badge. You're not supposed to have this. Where'd you get this?" And so that was on a Thursday because I came to Federal on Thursdays. When I came back next Thursday, there was a new badge waiting at the door when I got there, and that guy was fired. And it's hard to fire a guard.
Yeah.
And the other guards got wind who were right there when the incident happened. They slid up on me saying, "Hey man, who do you know?" And they, they were serious. I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, that so-and-so, took your badge. I said, "Yeah, why did I do that?" It's fired. I said, "Wow. I got a class, man. I gotta go." Right? But from that point on, it went out to the COs.
Yeah.
He knows somebody, he know nobody. You know what I mean? God. Woo. But so, just these are some things, but I could keep on going with that and just, incidents where, people just got moved out of the way, man, and allowed us to keep going for 15 straight years. And this is what I was telling Doc today, what I'm going to tell you right now. I never got tired. I was never tired. I was never tired of homework. I was never tired of coming to class. I wasn't never tired for no class. Very seldom in the 15 years, I might have missed 3 times in the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, at about 4 o'clock, I haven't done that much. I have to take a nap. I ain't doing nothing. Hey, what's happening, man? Yeah, but my body's reacting differently because I'm off that schedule.
Grind.
The grind, I was off that grind. He's so exactly, but now I got to manage it. You get it? There's a little management issue, and so I just so grateful, man. I'm grateful for you and what's going on with your life. It's beautiful, man. That picture you sent of you and your wife today is amazing. All y'all.
She had my arm behind the back. You better put that on Facebook. I was like, baby, I got it.
Your profile picture?
She like, you ain't changed.
Did you see it? Pull it up.
I got it. My phone.
No, go get it.
My tablet does it. This phone, I still didn't put the internet on.
Beautiful shot. All you two, all the married couples, I'm putting them all up and say, hey man, look, this is who we are. We get made up here. Marriage has busted out in POP. Let's see, who's next is Terrence Peaches, October 23rd. Him and Io are getting married October 23rd. That's Saturday. Wow. Hey, what's up? How you doing, boy? Good. You sure? You always looking a little rough, baby.
I'm good, man. I'm just working too hard, making us money.
Yeah, you looking a little rough, baby. Get a little some love. Yeah, you need a little love, man. Come on.
Too hard, man.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
How's that little daughter of yours?
she's great.
What's up, Jamie?
Some more stuff.
Can we organize a dinner for the married couples by the end of this year?
Excellent.
How you doing?
Yeah, I think that we should take that opportunity.
Well, and then you guys, I don't want it to be
Okay.
I support it, and I'll do whatever.
Esau, Tierra, we gotta plan that.
And you got who else you got? Well, he's still on the fence.
No, he's gonna do it.
No, I ain't saying he's gonna do it, but
He hasn't done it.
he hasn't called a date. He was so shocked when Esau called a date. He said, "What? Like what?" I said, "Check it,
You
man."
said call it dead? Yeah.
October
yeah.
23rd.
Man, I've been calling for a minute.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, the wedding planning was like, for a guy, 8/21/21 said you can't forget 21/21. I was like, you're right. So that's your day. I was like, I guess. So it's more for me to remember the wedding date.
Oh, wow, wow.
So
I get
versus
it.
just any random day
Sure.
which had no connection.
Sure, amazing.
And I got my arm twisted. You know what today is? Oh, what's today, baby?
Right.
I'm sorry.
Mine is
It's
on my
a 21/21,
birthday.
right? 8/21/21. And yours is
21/21.
It's my birthday, August 14th.
See? There
So
you go. There you go.
Yes,
I'm
my
like
daughter.
9,
I got a daughter's birthday. Yours was 8/9. So you know what happened with TF's thing? And who was you there?
No, I had to go to funeral in Wisconsin.
Okay. Because I don't think TF thought that many people was gonna be there. But we kind of took that old courthouse over.
Yeah.
Even the guards got
I've never seen that many fools so happy to be in court.
right.
With
Smiles on our faces. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Because though,
That was beautiful.
why you gotta come out?
That is what was the machine called?
The matter of
Yeah, they said no. You guys go ahead, go. We don't need none of that stuff.
Going too deep.
Yeah.
Keep it all through the thing.
You guys go.
Let them.
I love that. Man. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
They still could have been like, no.
Yeah, you gotta go right. Put your mask on. You know, whatever. So it's a lot going on for us. We're missing some people too. That now, he's on the fringes, but Isaac is either married or getting married.
Yeah, I saw Isaac at the jazz festival. I think I got in trouble too, but I seen him at the jazz festival. I seen him
Oh,
before that.
look who popped up online. John, my son, what is going on?
Hey,
Good to see you.
what's up, Pop?
You doing good?
Could be better.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that long sigh. I just heard that whole story. So, I'm ready for it. Come on, I miss you. I love you. I've been trying to leave you alone because the scripture says that, that you leave and cleave. You leave whatever you was doing and cleave unto your wife. So I try to allow newlyweds to leave and cleave and, just become who they are. But, it's not to say I don't miss you, and everybody here, miss you and stuff like this here. So it's good to see your face.
Yes.
Did Noah get married?
In the cultural traditional way, it hasn't been legally formalized yet, but yes.
Seemed like he was. What about Tank?
No, he's still he's got a girlfriend.
Oh, no, I mean, that's his wife. You better do something.
Yeah, they getting really serious.
I mean, if he takes her fishing, he must love her.
Mhm.
Because that boy loves some fishing.
Yes.
Come on over here and meet John. I've been trying to introduce you a long time to Lee Boo, the guru. This is, go ahead, sit down.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I really.
Yeah,
man, it's been a while, man.
Do a good job.
It was last time I saw Lee though. He had very long hair.
Yeah. I had to cut it, man.
On Facebook and with Tierra, we're gonna
Yeah,
put that.
man. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, very good to see you. Welcome home.
I was looking at the Facebook. Was that you and Jew playing handball?
Oh yes, yeah. We were trying to stay active.
Right.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh man, they was. So it was good to see that too. Yeah. I was just wondering if that was you or not.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, we trying to stay active. And,
Put it on Facebook.
put something together
Yeah.
to have guys come out and just reconnect with each other, do
Handball
something.
tournament?
06.
Say it again.
Is it a handball tournament?
Hit me up.
I don't know about that,
Oh,
but
okay.
I would say Jew would probably school me in.
Yeah. Okay.
But look, I want to share something with y'all tonight. As soon as Anna and I get back. The difference between looking and seeing. And I'm not going to hang with it real long, but I want you to indulge me for a few minutes because it's a really big difference between the two things. It's good to see everybody tonight, and good to have John online. Well, I love you, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, John, dang.
Was he at the White House?
Yeah, he's at the White House. Yeah, John is in the big house. You know what I mean? He right there. He is right there. That's Lonnie.
What's up,
Lonnie, that's John.
Long time no
Yeah.
see.
You remember Big Lonnie? Man, Lonnie, he's back in college. He's starting college in December.
Wow.
You know, Lonnie is a smart boy. And so I couldn't wait for him to get back in school, you know what I mean? And I'm so excited for him to meet other young, smart people of color who are going somewhere with their life, right? And that environment is going to create something in him that I'm excited to see, whatever that is. You know what I mean? I just got enough people in here. I just want to wait till Ananias gets here, but I'm gonna get up here and just doodle for a minute, because I think this is something that we should all you know, I just want us to think about what the difference is. See. Yeah, thank you. Can that be moved? Will it come up for you?
Mm-hmm.
That microphone, move that microphone. John, can you see anything? Wayne, John, can you see the board?
I can see the board, but I don't see anything on it.
Yeah. So,
Let me see if I can tilt it down a little bit more.
yeah, it might just be a
I think it's too far.
Let me just position it. These are two big old eyeballs and a nose. And then over here on this side of the board, I have the word looking. Say looking.
Looking.
And seeing. Say seeing.
Seeing.
Yeah. And I want to talk to us about the difference,
Right.
the important difference between these two things. And it will escape you, you know, if you don't unpack it, right? Many things that you have been looking at all your life, you think you understand them, but you really don't. Like, for instance, women, right? So we could look at a woman and we could see her. The time when you look at your woman juxtaposition itself against the time somebody was seeing your woman. And whenever they were seeing her, something rose up in her that made you feel a little intimidated, because there was something that he was doing that you weren't really doing. Well, that was good right there. I could stop the whole message right there. But watch this though. You know, I was thinking up here about my life in behind bars, 16 years behind the walls. I'm thinking about this now. Really, I never got tired. I always wanted to go. I was never, never too tired to make it. Maybe I missed 4 classes the whole 16 years.
Wow.
You get it? And see, I realized it was a prophetic unction. There's a scripture in Isaiah that I'm standing on that talks about the right hand of the Lord grasped what I was doing and blessed it. And everybody that came in against me in those 15 or 16 years got moved out of the way so that I could get Lee Booth or John Bang, or Tier or Lonnie, right? Or the Texan. You get it? These were the things I had to do. I understand now. This was my assignment. Say assignment. Now I can see that this was my assignment the whole time. However, while I was going, I was just looking, but not completely seeing. Okay, let me give you another example. Watch this. I don't know if you ever had a parent or a grandparent or somebody who was ailing, or even yourself. You had a broken bone or fracture, and doctors had to do an x-ray. Anybody ever experienced that? And then when the doctor
or the nurse, whoever would come in with the x-ray, you see that negative, and you're looking at it, but you can't see anything. Because you're not trained to actually discern what that x-ray is actually saying. And then here comes a doctor whose eyes are trained, and listen to this, whose brain is demanding the retina of the eye to focus on it and give the brain the information that's critical for you to see. And if there's a difference, and you sitting there wondering, like, am I gonna live? You know, what's happening? You're looking at it, but it doesn't mean anything because you're not trained to see. Now, this is what Woody, this was the 4 kinds of people: adders, subtractors, dividers, and multipliers. This was foundational. A lot of people who got that were just, but a lot of people missed it because they couldn't see it. And I was actually training, we were actually training people to live a better life in prison.
Yeah.
And if you would use it and use the time wisely, your life in prison changed. Because the information that was passed on to you was saying, if you use your time correctly, then you're only going to spend time with these and these. And the whole nature of your incarceration totally changed.
Yes.
And for a minute there, you were looking at the bars. But when you got this information, you start seeing your way home.
All right.
I can't tell you how many lifers. I'm just waiting. I can't tell you how many lifers were telling me, Will. Man, they told me I ain't never getting out of here. Yeah. Right? And then when Will told me, he said, man, and for a while I believed them. But I'm gonna tell you something. I can't tell you how many lifers were up here walking and looking. But afraid to see what life could be like on the other side. Wow, that's right. We got 12 lifers.
Right, come on, man.
Yeah. We got 7 second degrees. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is long timers.
Yeah.
That were able to begin to see themselves on the other side of them bars. Not just looking, but beginning to see using this philosophy. Now, what's I want to remind you of the philosophy, because while it worked there, it works better here. And you right now know if you're struggling, John said he was struggling with something, I don't know what it was. But if you're struggling with something, what you're struggling with, I don't know the story, but you're struggling with subtractors and dividers. And your struggle is that they want you to be a subtractor too. Right? And the rub is, you know who you are, but you also know that they're emoting something. You're beginning to have feelings about what these subtractors and dividers are bringing out of you. It has you uncomfortable in your own skin, and you're not operating in the way that you're used to operating. I'm with all the amen right now. Now, watch this, and I can go on with this message a long time. I'm just going to be short. When I was doing the work, man, 16 years, man. When I was doing that, I could, I think if he would have let me see everything, I might not have done it.
That's something.
So he was giving me stuff incrementally. Yeah. So every few years, I would come out of looking into, not for the first few years, I thought I was up there on my own accord. And all of a sudden, about 3 or 4 years in, I heard a word from God saying, I sent you here. Look at what is taking place here. And I was thinking, I know that sounds crazy to you.
No.
But listen, the assignment, Lonnie, was to go in, get Lonnie McKinney, right?
Hello.
Look, don't allow anything to take you from the left or the right. See him every Thursday afternoon. And then when he switches out from there, he'll be moving toward the door. I see him every Monday night then. But don't miss, Shane. Don't move from the left or to the right. Go after Lee Boo, the guru. Right? Go after him with Woodrow. And y'all don't miss your days, right? You know, we'd come up there a couple of times, the penitentiary would be shut down. And then the students would be hollering out the window, Pop, we right here, Pop, we right here, it ain't us. It ain't, they be hollering out, what is that right or wrong?
You're right. 100.
Sometimes we stand there and have a little conversation, back from the parking lot to the penitentiary.
Right.
Pop, what is well, and what they was hollering about was, look, that power, that message, that mindset is not coming in on a Wednesday, and people were shuddering. We had to go through a whole week without that shot. Somebody say I'm not going to miss my shot.
I'm not going to miss my shot.
I just want you to understand. You was our shot.
Amen.
And you see. Yes, sir. You see, and I'm dead serious about it. I was dead serious about it then. I'm dead serious about it now.
Right.
And I'm gonna wrap this up, but I want you to catch this. You gotta catch this. So in pop just recently, marriage.
Done broke out. Done broke out. It ain't working out. It done broke out.
Somebody say it broke out.
It broke out.
Now let me show you something. Watch this. So when we come graduation time, then I come to the prison with my wife. And I would let y'all see what it looked like for a couple of strong, intelligent couple of color to rock together. And y'all can see it and you can feel it, but you can see it and feel it now.
Yeah, right.
But look, that nuance is what sparked what's taking place in us right now. And I'm sitting back looking at all of this marriage breaking out and then beginning to see what the 16 years were really about. Tier's mom sent me to him. His mom called my mom. They live across the street from each other. My mom was gone. And his mom called my mom and said, go get that boy. My mom told me. That was probably in 07, 09. What year was that? 09. 09. I already been at it 4 years before him. But my wife and I set an example that y'all have been looking at. Now you're beginning to see that this marriage thing is really for you. That the good life was not just a theory, right? Not an abject construct, but a physical and tangible construct that you can operate in, that you can live in this. You can dwell, say dwell. Dwell. Yeah, you can linger, say linger. In the good life. Yeah. And this buttresses, listen to what I'm saying to you. This right here buttresses these and protects your time against yourself. Yeah. Because that part of you that was birthed before that we had to raise you out from, that part of you still wants to have residency. So whenever, and it's subtle, whenever it wants to peek out, it will accidentally run into these.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm talking
Oh,
good.
my-
I'm talking
oh,
good. Yeah. It'll seem like
Yeah.
they found you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Some happenstancely, it'll seem like.
This happened to me too, son.
and ran into one.
Right.
Ooh,
Ooh, spooky.
didn't want to run into you.
Spooky.
How you doing?
Yeah,
See you, man. All right, see you later.
Yeah. No, it's spooky stuff. And so I'm almost done. And so I'm just, even for myself, as he was giving me these pieces, and as I went on, it's only now that I'm beginning to see backwards what the whole picture really was.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm telling earlier before y'all got it, hey, Ross, see you over there. Look like you got a jailhouse clothes on. Ross is laying concrete now, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So I don't want to lose this, but up here, I want you to just realize when you first came home and you saw the woman, you were just loving. Look at that, that's important. But see, looking at a woman through this lens is different than seeing her.
That's right. That's right.
Because to see her for who she is, you have to put your entire mentality behind the thought of seeing her, discovering who she really is. And she has been waiting to be discovered by someone, but no one would, everybody was
Looking.
but nobody was really seeing. And because you started to see her, something came out of her that hadn't come out before. And now this is what creates husband material, because you begin to see her for who she is and who she can be to you, and treating her accordingly. And because of that, you begin to see your woman in such a way that she's no longer just a chicken wing, but she's got the potential to be your wife and in a marital relationship.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Tex got him a new. She nice. He just said a new thing. You can't talk to you woman like this. You want to be dignified.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that girl got a name. What's her name?
What's it?
Katrina. So say word. I met Katrina and she's a nice lady. That's different than a new thing.
Right.
Yes. See, look, change up your language, because if you bring that negative or that divider language to the relationship, she will know who you really are, and she'll protect this away from you. Oh man, that's so good. Hey son, what's happening?
I got a quick message for you.
Quick, go ahead. But take your head off.
Dr. Brennan just called and wanted to know if Cornelius can come here right about now.
They're always coming. He's a grown man, you know.
Talk to me.
He looked like he was young, but he's a grown man. He's 19 now.
Come on now.
So are y'all feeling this?
Yeah.
And so here's what's beginning to happen. Woodrow, what I didn't understand was part of us raising up pop guys was to give them their eyesight back so that they begin to see themselves for the man who they are and the woman for who she is.
Yeah, Lord.
Right?
Yeah.
I listen to I'm listening to Chinny, and I'm here. You guys have struggled with your baby mamas. Struggle is an understatement. But watch this. A lot of things, I tell you this, a lot of her behavior, look at me, look, is because she remembers you when you were
Looking.
and she can't appreciate you for being a
seer.
And so this is the incongruence of the relational dynamic. She will have to mature elsewhere
Yeah, close.
I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah.
Somebody else will have to help her mature in her
Feeling, that's right.
so she won't be stuck in her
Looking.
and she'll then be able to see you for who you were trying to be. Now this, I'm sorry, but this takes some time, and during that time, your flesh is gonna burn.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It just says so.
Desire. Burn and desire.
He's already ashes. But out of the ashes, the phoenix will rise.
Amen. There's still hope. There's still hope. Glory to God.
So when you, Katrina, right? Katrina, when you see Katrina, this is what you say. This is what you say when you see her.
Give me a.
And give her that smile like that. You know, look. Well, maybe that's what you do. Look, I'm just trying to help you. Look. So see what I'm saying? You say, love her. Oh my God, listen at this. But this is only because he's beginning to love himself.
Yeah. That's right.
And now he's beginning to see himself. And now he's not just looking at
Woman.
as a chicken wing or a piece of, you know what?
Right on, right on.
Right, an object.
Yeah, my Lord.
Here's my last word on it. This is an all-day message, and I've been working on it. But I want to share this with you. If you are impatient, listen, with yourself, it will be impossible for you to be patient with your
Woman.
if you cannot be patient with the
Woman.
then you will never get to the
Seeing.
necessary to keep you from fighting against yourself.
Self.
I'm gonna wait for all the evidence. Leave it right there. Somebody jump in.
Well, so the through it all, I used to say I see you on the other side.
Right.
And that was I used to say that to everyone, lifers, everybody. My goal was to see you on the other side. So the blessing out of all that is to see these blue, man, it blesses me, man. I did time with you guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
To see you on the other side, man, it blesses me. See you out. And doing good and getting lives together, man. That's what we prayed about. That's what we talked about. That's what we came up with.
I got a question, right? It's all off topic, but you still over that 180? You still over at 180?
No, turning point.
Turning point.
Turning point. Yeah, turning point. I'm also a second chance coalition.
Yeah.
There you go. Board member. Somebody else jump in.
I know when I seen Woodrow, I know when I was in treatment, every time I would see you, well, not every time, but there was times where I would see you and I wouldn't like to see you coming. You know what I mean? 'Cause, hey, I know, hey, man, I'm gonna hear it today, right?
Yeah.
And it was indicating to me, to everybody, what the good life could look like.
Yeah.
And I heard you, but I wasn't listening to what you were saying to some extent. Then toward the end, I really started listening to you. But when I seen you today, the feeling I got in my soul when I seen you was something different.
Right.
Like I seen you.
Yeah.
At the past, I was looking at you. I seen you, and when I seen you, I was like, hey, like back in the day when I used to be involved in nonsense, and I see somebody I know, where I was filled with love and love for you because of what you have been, what you've helped me with, and you've helped me not do drugs and not drink.
Amen.
Go ahead, Bruce.
What I got from that was, for me, when I came out, when I was looking at women, it always seemed like when I'm looking, I'm always seeing the subtractor and the divider. When I'm looking, it always seem like you seem like you're attractive when I'm looking. So and And it's crazy, man. That's crazy because when I'm looking at girls, I'm just looking like, oh, I'm just
Right.
They always seem to be subtracting what about it, you know.
Right.
And then sometimes I'm like, ooh, I dodged one, you know what I mean? Like, man, you know. But
Thank you, sir.
so now I wanna, you know, start seeing, you know, trying to start seeing. And like you say, it says the patient thing, you know, and I have to be patient with myself. If I'm seeing, I have to be patient.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
good.
And one thing on top of that, when I came out, man, I swear, man, like people when I came out, you know, because my standard was so high, you know, and people was pushing me down. And for a second, man, I thought, you know, I was like, you know what, maybe I am tripping, you know what I'm saying? But then late, like a couple months back, I was like, man, what the hell I'm doing, man? I don't gotta listen to these.
Right,
you know,
right,
and like you say, it's subtle, man, you know.
Right.
So I'm like, hold on, man, I gotta get back. I start coming to the group like, hold on, I gotta get the energy back, man.
It's good, and let me just tell you what that is. Yes, sir. And I listen at this with an open mind. Prison, for many of us, an opportunity to see our true self and spend time with our true selves without faking every day. See, not without pretending. Even with Last was just talking about, I saw you like I saw my old friends, but all of that was pretending because everybody there had a mask on. But now in prison, you have to get liberated in prison. So you have to get your mask off inside of prison for you to be able to get after freedom the way you're supposed to. And those people who remain masked inside, freedom continues to escape them. Recidivism continues to plague them. They're always in sag. They're always in the hole. They always got jacked up. They're always in a situation because they won't take off the mask. In prison, you have to begin to get free of the mask and see the world for what it could be. That's right. And not the way it completely is. Right. So, and then when you come out here, the people who went into, they haven't had the training that you've had. And so you're right to have these high standards. And this is why saying nothing is important. You don't have to give your hand away. You don't have to be high and mighty. You just shut up and then keep it moving. Say, yeah, I'll holler at you later. You know, this you know, so somebody else jump in. I'm sorry.
I'll say, so for me, like a lot of the females that I engaged with or whatever, I was always just looking at TNA, if I'm just being honest. If I could get a little something extra, then whatever. But it was because back in the day, I had a lot of gifts that I also didn't look at. Well, and female, I mean females, you're so bright and intelligent. What are you doing hanging with those guys? Every female I was with always was like, you hang with them? Like, but you know, and I didn't see myself any different.
That's deep.
Than what my surrounding was that they did. They were seeing something that I never saw. A step further, that's what was so interesting about my wife is being able to when we were courting or whatever, getting to know each other, we shared we shared with each other the mistakes we made in our previous relationships, like to the point to where it was embarrassing. Because you know, when you meet somebody, it's easy to say, it was all their fault or try to clown the other person. And you know, we both was like, it wasn't all the other person's fault. I did X, Y, Z.
Come on, Doc.
And we both, you know, told each other some very, you know, we told each other things that normal people wouldn't disclose about their previous relationship because it's easy. It's in the past. Let's just cruise right over it and just keep it moving. But that helped me see who she was. And then it also helped her see who I was. But then another thing is when you have a woman, and I'll just leave with this, like if you have a lot of people don't realize you have a good woman because you just looking at what you get.
Yeah, right.
But when you really sit and you actually see all the talents that your woman may have, all the gifts that she had, and when you learn the trauma that she might have gone through, what triggers that trauma, you know what I'm saying? And how to actually, because a woman will tell you how to make them happy if you just listen.
So right about
You know what I'm saying? But you know,
What would you say, man? Amen.
Right.
This is pretty good, guys. And pretty much come on the same level with you. You know, like when I was younger, growing up in different parts of the world and driving as a kid, I wasn't looking. I was looking just because I wanted to look, you know, until I met even my ex. I respect her enough to not call her my baby mama. I think that's a very bad word. It shows a very wrong example to my daughter.
Sure.
So those languages out of my
That's good. That's good.
I don't call her my baby mama. It's a very wrong term spot.
That's
So,
good.
but I call my ex. When I was with my ex, I wasn't seeing. I was just looking and going along with it.
Right.
But my dad, my sisters, and my friends were seeing what I wasn't seeing and challenging me to see what they were seeing.
Right.
Being young and naive, I wasn't seeing that. That decided to grow up. You know, step away for a second, see the big picture. And now I'm dating Bao. My partner is that I'm seeing, and patience comes in that too. As you talked about, you have to be patient to be able to. I have to be patient. I was patient. I'm still patient to be able to see the true value of Bao.
That's right.
Like what she brings to me.
That's right.
And what makes me wake up in the morning and say that with all her flaws, with all little nitpick and things like that, and picky things like that, without those things, that's those things I love about her. That's what makes me go and like wake up every morning and see her, even when she makes me mad. I step away for a second, like, this is the woman I love. With everything else that she says, that put into perspective how much I love her.
That's good. I got to jump in right here. Now watch this. This is so true, and don't be mad at me, but you know, so each man in the room comes with a lock. What's behind door number one, that's you, is locked away from you. And only the woman that you see will be able to open up the key to that lock. And so as Chinny is describing Bao, what he's describing is the woman who has the key to my lock. Look, that girl don't play games. Chinny be talking, Bao is all action, you know, and that girl be like, just get it done. She was trying to be a sheriff around here for a while. I don't know what it is, but her attitude is her energy. It's what he needs to be his best self. I wait for all the amens and die down. And sometimes we have to get over, I'm talking to everybody now, we have to get over our little, you know, our selfishness and our ego that won't allow us to be instructed or told anything. What she's trying to do is open up the lock you came into the world with. I wait for all the amens to die down. Everybody comes with it. This is what's starting to happen with you. Your lock is starting to open. And this is what, you know, this thing that's happened with him is coming open now, right? You know, y'all got to realize, man, it's a beautiful process. You know, don't fight that. right? Anyway, somebody else jump in. Give Chinny a hand or Tina a hand right there. Come on, Mac. And then Lonnie.
My man Joe Mac popped that, right? And I like seeing that. Y'all have no idea. But the truth is, for me, I appreciated what Tia was saying. You know, me being in somewhat of a recent marriage, I'm learning more and more about this woman. She is divulging this information when I'm willing to listen. So I appreciated hearing him say that, because what he said was definitely a flag for me to say that my dog ears go up for, so, because I mean, that's when I was trying to date her. When she came in the room, I perked up and I paid attention. But as I got comfortable in it, I started asking, and the ears go down. So I appreciate what Tia was saying. But as I'm listening to this, looking and seeing, loving myself, giving me the ability to love her, right? Looking at myself allows me to be open to her perfection, because you know what? She may not be perfect. She unlocks that lock.
That's right.
So as I was listening to this, I tell you, man, there's this story, I love it, and I always share it with my wife. It's called Johnny Lingo's 8-Cow Wife. And the reason she was called an 8-Cow wife, because she couldn't necessarily see herself, her value, her worth. So when this took place on a Pacific island. So when he went to ask for her hand in marriage versus him coming with a cow or two, he came with 8 cows. Her father couldn't even believe it. Because they say a man give a woman on this island a cow or two. Rarely 3. It's unimaginable that he give her 4 or 5. But Johnny seen the value in his wife. He came with 8 cows. So I always say that me and my wife. Every story I share with her, that's my favorite.
Wow. That's pretty good. Johnny 8-Cow. I didn't know where he's going with that, but that hit pretty good. Lonnie, what you got?
I don't know. When I sit here and I'm listening, right, I always go back to when I was growing up, right, and how I was raised and taught about women. So when I was looking, I wasn't even really looking with my own eyes. I was looking from somebody else's perspective on how they said, this is how I should see a woman, and this is how I should treat her. Like I came up, like I always say, my dad was pimp, my uncles was pimps and hustlers, so it was a bad look for me. So when I looked at a woman, all I seen was money and sex.
Yes, sir.
That's all she can give me.
Right.
So now,
raise your hand if you saw that too.
now, fast forward it, moving on and growing into my own self and beginning to love myself, going through the pop class, learning about me and who I want to be and how I want to become who I want to become. I'm starting to see my woman, Amika Chantel White. I've been knowing her since she was 14 years old.
Wow.
But when I met her, I was looking with those other eyes.
Right.
So I didn't know we got 3 children together. She seen something in me that I didn't even know was in me.
Brother.
So here it is, 20-something years later.
Right.
We going at it again.
Right.
So now we communicate. Now we do all this thing, right? So now I see her.
Yeah.
I really see her.
Give him some love right there. That's beautiful.
And in seeing her, I really appreciate, like I ain't gonna lie, Pops. When you came in there with your wife all them times, I was like, one day. I used to tell you, I said, well, that would be like that. I would be like, Pops. I want my wife to appreciate me and love me for who I am the same way Pops and his wife is, right? So now I'm really seeing Amika Chantel's wife for who she really was and is now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now it's like,
yeah,
I ain't messing up this time.
Come on.
Make the announcement because I told Tia I would. And marriage is breaking out in here.
Break it out in here. Well, let me hear.
We made a decision, Pops.
What's it?
We getting married August 20th next year.
August 20th next year. Come on.
We planning.
Heard that on TV.
And I'm saving money to get this girl.
Heard that on Pop TV. But now we got to hear from another married man back here, Chris. Give him a hand. Go ahead, Chris. Give us something.
Chris, Five Guys. Good. So when I first met Jessica, my wife, I seen her, but I didn't truly see her in the way I see her now. I was blinded by my own self or my own, I'll say, ego, where I wasn't focused on anybody but myself. So now I see her in a light where she's so beautiful, smart, dedicated, and loving in a way where we as a unit, as one, have elevated to a level where even though that bad stuff happens, we don't let it to be a setback. We communicate.
Right.
We talk it out. We don't yell. We don't fight. We don't hit. None of that. And that's one of the strong suits I think we as a couple have benefited from our past, because most of my previous relationships had a lot of shouting matches or disagreements or hatred towards the other person. I don't feel that with Jessica at all.
Right.
And with the respect, the great communication with one another. And I'll give an example of this. Even though that just recently, on September 2nd, my car was totaled. She thought I would yell or be upset with her because of my car being totaled. I told her straight off the bat, like, car can be replaced. Materialized things can be replaced. Lives cannot. And the most concern that I had was getting the babies out of the vehicle because there was smoke. So being a family or being a unit, communicating and growing as one helped us grow. And now we both have brand new cars.
You still be stopping right there. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say one last thing.
Let me hold you there. I want that one last thing on Chris. Yeah, Chris driving a big brand new looking truck with like 2022 or something like that. It got pushed.
2012 one. Ford F-150.
Push button, everything. It's all shiny and everything like this here. Give him a hand. And so Chris, a couple things Chris is saying there, man. This is, if you just got to know, man, how far Chris has come to be able to make those comments. Chris, wait a minute, Chris violated 6 or 7 times. He made me delirious. I was so crazy. I was thinking about taking the medication. He was going back so much. I was thinking, man, is it me? Something I ain't doing right, you know. But Chris has turned himself around. He's off parole totally.
Yeah, man.
And guess what? He made his insurance payment. And so because of that, everybody got a new car. That's a lesson. Give him another hand. What you got?
Man, it's still buffering. It escaped me. I know part of it though. Yeah, I'm over there. But as soon as you said, hold that thought, it just. But no, I was gonna say part of what I was gonna say was
I'm sorry.
it happens sometimes.
Pass him the cake.
I know, like when you like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Now, when we were in the joint, I was in the joint.
Come on.
How many people in here, by show of hands, told the female you was with? Girl, I'm damn you.
I did that before.
Oh, okay.
No, you got
Okay.
If I did, I would.
Maybe it was just me.
But this time around, but I've done it before.
But what I will say is though, to all the people that do plan on getting married, don't just think when you put a ring on a woman's finger that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care how big it is, I don't care how shiny it is. Don't just think that that's all there is to it, because you just signed up for a lifelong journey. Good, bad, ugly, stanky, smelling good, looking good.
Right.
You know, and also to what you said, Angelo, you know how like when you said you got tired and your ears went down, now this ain't to you, just in general, but don't get mad when somebody else sees in her what you not see anymore.
Absolutely.
Because it's an obviously.
Come on. Go ahead.
When you put the ring on there, that ain't it. What do you mean when you say that?
Exactly what I mean.
Come on, tell exactly what you mean.
When you because a lot of guys think like, yeah, this ring, shut up, man. Boom, she gonna see. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But really, that's such a minuscule part of the entire journey. You know what I'm saying? Because what it really is like it's the start line to this journey off of a lifelong journey. And I've been with cats that
man, like, get this ring, she gonna shut up. She gonna be like, oh.
that because she got some on her finger, she'll just be like, and just shut up for the rest of her life.
Wow. That was good, boy. That was good. You know,
when I thank you for allowing me to come to your wedding reception, right? And I appreciate that. But when I came, right? Yeah. It was okay with you, Tim. I had gave TL this deal about. It was the recipe for a great marriage. Now, believe me, I forgot most of the ingredients. But the main ingredient was to always date her. Right. Always date her, you know. And that's what because, you know, it's always the beginning of the relationship. In my experience, it's always the beginning of a relationship that keeps the relationship flowing.
Right. Yeah.
So if you brought laughter to her life in the beginning, keep laughter in her life. If you brought protection, I mean, all of it is a combination. But it's usually those things that attracted her to you. Yeah. It's the things that you have to. That's when I was saying, you know, about my dog here. I said, I got it now. Nope. That deals go down. But you know, it's not just an investment; it's a constant reinvestment.
No, that's good. But I want to shape your thinking there. You got to go.
Yeah, speaking on a dip. Okay, with volume about 30 minutes. I'm going to let.
All right, give a little hand. You heard Angelo say he let his ears down on her. That's an incorrect comment. He let his ears down on himself.
And in so doing, you know, he took his eyes off everything.
That's right.
He stopped seeing. Right? And that was the old man trying to find a place. And when the old man tries to find a place, this is how you know the old man is knocking. All of a sudden, you ran into Ray Ray, you know, from round the way. You ain't seen Ray Ray since the last time y'all got high. And Ray Ray, as soon as he see you, he telling you, man, look what I got.
Yeah, come on.
It is free. Somebody say freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as freedom. And so from that, then you're on your other mission. You're lying about where you've been. You're lying about what you're doing. She can look right at you and see you lit. And then you're lying to yourself and you're shaming yourself. And then you might as well go over and walk over to the wall of shame like this. And just put your hand down like this. Because you know you're all full of it. Yeah. I just want to say that we got to say man talk. Man talk. That's what we have in here right now. This is man talk, and it's necessary sometimes to have that so that we can get to our next level. Yeah. Somebody say next level. Next level. Yeah. So even as we are married, John is on. John been married now 2 years, 3 years, 3 years, and they have a beautiful daughter, Zoe. She's just such a beautiful little girl. John, check in with us and tell us a little bit about what you're getting out of this discussion.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of the guys really shared sentiments that I identify with, such as when you came to the prison and, you know, you brought Dr. Verna to come see us and, you know, help us see what marriage could be, and gave us the vision for us to see and to shoot towards and work towards. And just seeing the way that you both were supportive of each other and nurturing and lifting each other up, that was beautiful for me. Yeah. And, you know, when we came home, that was what I was looking for. And, you know, I think we had a couple conversations at the group, is like the list, right? Yeah. The list of, you know, these things that you look for in a person. Right. Yeah. Yep. And that was what I used to go out there, and when I'm like trying to look for, you know, who meets these criteria and what am I prioritizing and looking for. Right. And that was, you know, what really led me to my wife. And
watch what he's saying, it's so deep. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think for us, in order for me to get there too, I had to know myself. To know what I like and what I don't like, and what I want and what I see for my future, because this person was going to be helping me build my future.
Yes.
And here we are, 3 years into it.
Chris got something, but I'm going to just show you something right there. Say a standard. Look.
What's up, Pop Guy?
Come on, hey, what's up, man? As well. Come on in. You all right? Say a standard. Standard. Yeah. My son, I just walked into the room. Watch this. A standard is something you set for yourself, and then you declare and decree that you won't go underneath your standard. Right. And so what John is talking about is setting a standard for what you're looking for. And it's really a difference, Angelo, when you write a little list about, you know, what things do you like in a woman? This was the things I like. My woman has to be intelligent. Right? My woman has to be beautiful. My woman cannot have bad feet. That absolutely cannot happen. My woman has to be loving and love God. So otherwise, I'm going to plug into her socket and blow out everything. So ain't no sense of us doing that. You get it? That's a mismatch. So I have to have all of those things. Now, it took me about almost 40 years, 38 years before I figured that out. Where I was just like you all was saying, like we're just looking, not really seeing. Right. So once I eliminated what I was looking at and began to think about what do I really see for myself, Then I laid out a list, and then that narrowed things down for me. And I'm gonna show you something else. You gotta watch it. This caused other women who would have been afraid of me because of my reputation. It caused them to be attracted to me because I stopped going for the low-hanging fruit. I mean, stop cold. Y'all catching this? Yeah. And so that means like, oh, saying like that. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, good to see you. Moving on. And people start realizing, something different. Yeah, like
yeah.
And because I had set a standard, say it louder. Standard. Yeah. And then when I set that standard, I stuck to it. Right? I couldn't even be getting high because then I would lower my own standard.
Yeah.
Right. See, and I would be convicted. I'd be at the wall of shame. Say the wall of shame.
Wall of shame.
Yeah, it's a real place.
Right.
And the wall of shame will make you lie and tell all these lies, man. And just turn you into a weasel. And it's a weird feeling for us when we're lying about everything.
Yeah.
So I just want y'all to catch on that. Go ahead, son.
Yes.
Chris, I'm coming back to you.
When I look back on all of it, looking back, when you got a hold of me, I had about a year, 2 months left.
Yeah.
So I already did 11 years out of 12. Right. I was like, what? I'm staying. I'm going.
Right.
Why I need another class?
Yeah. Right.
Man, come on. And then he's like, why you go? Oh, because my friend go. And so there's a good life within, and then you gave us reports about other people and et cetera, but words and actions and habits and goals that started to, that's my language. That's what I plan to do in about a year from now.
Yeah, right.
And you help sharpen it. And so what the 16 years, what I got out of that is my childhood because you was committed. You was gonna be there every Monday night at Lionel Lake.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna be there every Monday night at Lionel Lake.
Yes, sir. Right.
That's just it.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I get that commitment from breaking my past because my father was consistently unreliable.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Drugs, was alcohol, was this, it was that, it was this. I was afraid that my birthday Saturday. Yeah. I was afraid that because they're not committed.
Yeah.
I was gonna get disappointed.
Yeah.
He was not gonna be there.
Right,
so
right.
why ask?
Right.
So being committed, being married, that's a commitment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Before I decided, made a decision, took that action step, I made that work. I'm gonna be committed. I'm gonna see this through.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, get a divorce with that. I'm gonna be committed.
Right.
When I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Right.
Make changes.
Yes.
And call shame.
Come on, let's She mad. That's he's speaking, of course, of Alicia.
Yeah.
Somebody say Alicia.
Alicia.
Look. You put a look on her face. You wrote your name in his heart.
Right.
Keep your standard up high for the both. Give him some love. Give him some love. You know what? We man, I don't want to break up. Who was next? Chris, what you got?
So something that brought me up to my attention while Sierra was speaking and the other guys is that being not complacent in a relationship, especially losing focus or losing your attention from your spouse, your better half.
That's right.
Your soulmate.
That's right. Come on, Doc.
So once you lose complacence or lose the drive or lose your passion from your better half, it takes the opportunity for someone else to gain what you once cherished. And for me, I see that because from when I met Jessica in 2015, I knew I loved her, and I grew to be in love with her, and then I lost all that because my vision went a whole different way, and I know how that was devastating for myself, and it put me for a tailspin to lose somebody that you truly deeply love. And now I have my love back in my life after so many years of aches and pains, my heart being broken and finally being slowly, piece by piece, back together.
Let me stop you right. Hold on. Give him a hand right there.
Hey,
go ahead. Yes, I'm sorry.
So I know that a relationship is going to have its ups and downs. And just working through each challenge, while it's good or bad, and just keep moving forward with the person you truly care about in life. It doesn't matter if you have kids or don't have any kids, as long as you cherish her and your family.
Wow, man, Chris, wow, unbelievable, man.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah, I just, Pop guy, Adonai Israel. I'm just gonna make this short. I've been listening to everybody, so I've been kind of just gathering my thoughts and everything, what I was gonna say.
What you got?
Adonai Israel, Pop guy.
Pop guy.
I met my better half when I was 17 years old. So this was like 1988, right? Now, I had I was working at Illinois Conservation Area. I was working in Illinois. I was working at a conservation area. And she was kind of part-time. So this is where we met. However, during that period of time, my current girlfriend, Dasha, that's her name, was pregnant with my son. Now, I let that be known when I first met, obviously. Well, the relationship is still good, but she's still the mother of my child. So I got a responsibility coming up here.
Right.
I don't know about you and I. I mean, I was digging. I really was. It was something about her that I knew that I wanted her in my life, so I didn't want to mess that up. So it wasn't no like I was with her on the side and that stuff. No, I just didn't go there with her. We just remained friends. Wow. However, I was still out in the streets doing my thing. I got myself incarcerated and in Illinois for a couple of years. And who was there for me? Yeah. Wow. Still did not make anything, still didn't consummate our relationship in any form or fashion, no way. Just remained really close.
Wow.
Came to Minnesota and got incarcerated. Right. Now, during the time of incarceration, Avia and my mother became friends. So Avia actually moved in and my mother practically raised her up the whole time that I was incarcerated.
Which was 18.
Which was 18, yeah. It was 18. So yeah, at age 18, she was with my mom. From that point on, she just was with my mom. So I was here, I got incarcerated, and so forth. During my incarceration, to be honest with you, I had no woman on my radar, nothing like that. I wasn't calling nobody. I didn't want nobody calling me, no visits, none of that stuff. I did my time solo. I did.
Wow.
At the end,
man, hold up. Let's just think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
That's some deep stuff you just said.
Yeah.
Go ahead, son.
And at the end, I reached out and contacted me. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And at this point in time, I wasn't thinking about relationships, so on and so forth. And the crime that I was there on, for all you guys don't know, there was a woman who was stabbed like 70 times in an apartment building I had rented out. So I had made it me and my entrepreneurial spirit, I made it a brothel. The woman got killed and I got stabbed like 70 times, you know what I'm saying? I didn't tell on nobody. I took the fall for the whole thing.
Let's stop right there.
All right.
That's awfully deep. I just want y'all to really just sit with
I've talked about this on some of my own work assignments.
Oh, sure.
I did, yeah. Now, also during this period of time, my son's mom and I, we were talking, so we were in communication. So I was always aware of what's going on with my boys, so on and so forth. All of that changed when I came home, though. This has been like I've been having a hard time, talking with her. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
I'm on my way up there on the Sunday, not this.
Okay.
The 26th. I'm gonna travel up this Sunday
to see your son.
To see my son.
Yeah, and I'm glad of that. Give my hand for that. I want you to be careful. Be careful with it. Go ahead.
I just want to finish my thought with so when Avia contacted me, I was really mindset that I really didn't. Didn't want to be in a relationship because being in a relationship fully, you have to have full disclosure. Who's gonna want me after what I was in prison for?
Right.
So relationships were the first thing from my mind. But being within a relationship, I'll be right now, I realize that now it's not a perfect thing. It's not something that I would have like pictures that I wanted to be in or something like that. But I have to be honest about it. The girl loves me, she takes care of me.
Right.
Do I love her? Absolutely. Absolutely. I love her.
My Lord.
And I want her to be a whole lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm doing the best that I can do. I'll be trying to get her here in the meetings with me. My baby just opening up is so hard.
Yes, sir. Yes.
She'll do it for me with me.
Yeah.
She tell me everything.
Yeah.
But just this is so hard. So I'm just trying to help her open it up because she takes care of me, Pop, and I'm not getting rid of that.
Yeah, that's so good. I want you to just sit with that for 1 minute. Sometimes we'll say some stuff and we can't reach to the next what that was. I mean, I'm grateful for you being so honest with the group like that. Sharing your heart. I'm pulling for y'all to get where you got to get, and it's some work. Yes. I'm pulling for. I mean that. Yes. And so, Laz, what you got? We're gonna take one more comment, and then we're going to the birthday.
I noticed as we've been talking, right, a lot of our when we speak about looking versus seeing, I've noticed that a lot of the pictures that we're trying to show real is rooted on exterior things like the girl over here or this, that, and the other. Everything is like out here. And I'm realizing that for me, not only is that an issue of mine, but one thing I'm becoming even more so aware of myself is that I've walked past the mirror a lot of times and didn't even actually see me.
Yeah.
I walked past the mirror, brushed my teeth, and was just looking.
Right.
Not even looking.
Yeah.
Really, my mind be somewhere else. I'm just in autopilot. I ain't even really seeing myself.
Yes, sir.
And as I'm walking through this thing called life, right? There's been a lot of people who saw me.
Right.
It was like, hey, man, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm over here. Neighborhood, I'm over here.
Yeah.
And they like, nah, we see you. Nah,
we
see you. And they just look.
Yeah, right.
They look at the other people seeing.
Right.
And through this life, we're talking about 31 years. I've spent the majority of my life just walking past the mirror
as an
and
observer.
Just looking.
Whoa, come on,
just looking, not even seeing me.
Yeah.
And then today, or if I wasn't doing that, I was auditioning for somebody else's approval of me. I'm just auditioning. I'm like, man, hear this sob story, man. See how bad this one can cut. Kiss me,
tell the truth on yourself. Tell the truth on yourself.
Make me feel good about myself. I'm hurt. And then today, I caught myself in audition mode again. Cause when I'm sitting with Katrina, I start singing one of my songs, right? And I'm talking about I'm really going that way this time because I'm in audition mode, one, and I'm actually allowing the spirit to flow through me because I'm really at the time feeling sorry about myself. And as I'm singing the song, she looked at me and said, man, I felt all type of chill. She said, man, you really, you got like that look of, she's seeing like everybody else was seeing. And as soon as she was seeing, I start seeing. I say, dang, I see it. Oh, I see it. I ain't looking no more. Oh, I see it.
Somebody said, wake up, everybody. Yeah, go ahead, Rich. That's Rich right there. Go ahead. We ain't on that yet, so don't go there.
No.
Yes, on this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm neither married.
Hey.
I'm pretty young, but I think I don't know all of you. I haven't talked to you, but I think we all share one thing in common here, right? That we all came from broken homes. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone had both parents there all the time. And just looking at this is that, as someone said before, this is just the beginning, right? That when your kids are born, are you gonna be looking at them, or are you gonna be seeing them for what they are? You know, we have a chance to this generation to really break the cycle of pain that we've been going through as a people and probably as your family for generations. And that's a daily decision, right?
Right.
What Chris said, right? When his car crashed, he could have been in a good spot, right? That's a position where you could be doing great, right? Everyone's been there. I get that. When life's going good, I'm always just like paranoid. Something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Right? So there's going to be big things that's going to happen in your marriage, that's going to happen in your life, that's going to get you back in a looking stage. How are you going to get yourself out once you get there? If you don't really have a plan, you're planning on failing.
Ooh, pop down 3, 1, 2, 3. Pop down. Now that's one thing about a Tuesday night meeting, especially when you don't want to come. The best time to come to a meeting is when you absolutely don't want, you don't feel like it. Because you're going to always get something in that meeting that was just for you. And you could sit in the group and be completely silent. And somebody else would ring your bell as loud as any, I mean, it'll ding you. And you'll be realizing that's why I came here in the first place. You know, you give yourself a hand. I got to break it off for 1 second, Rich. That was good. Because it's Tia's birthday just passed, and Tia is 38 years old. I'm so proud of her.
I'll take 38.
39, that's right. And Wayne, it's Wayne's birthday too. Sick if you get Wayne. Just ask him one time if you don't want to come outside. Right. But Wayne's birthday too. And so Tia, you got to open up the cake. You got to open up the cake and cut some slices. There go some plates right there, and some ice cream right there. Laz, you do the ice cream. And Tia can do the cake. Anybody who wants one, if you're coming around your way, you don't want that? Okay, so then we're going to sing the song here in a minute. And, we heard from the ball. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Wally got something while we're waiting. Go ahead.
You always got something, bro.
Keep this.
You said something was right, though, Pop, because when you really don't want it, you come. Because I just got off work and I was just going to pass the place up. And I said, it's Tuesday. Let me get it. You know what I'm saying? Get in. But yeah, man.
I drove past and seen them and checked.
Yeah, and somebody always checking on me.
Yeah, because you at your job?
Yeah, I was just working.
Up here? Oh, it's Wayne's birthday too. Give him a hand. Let's get him the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Give him a big hand. Give him a hand. Happy birthday. Wayne is 15. 17.
Wayne 50.
You get some cake and ice cream. You can get some cake and ice cream. Come on, you can get something.
Get a little piece, man.
Get a little piece. Yeah, small piece. Small piece. That's all.
Oh man, that's a good ice cream.
That ice cream look good. What is this? I'm so glad you keep
celebration. I saw him the other day. I said, man, I gotta buy a holler.
You seen the guru?
Yeah, I gotta buy a holler at him, man.
And when people send trivia, I say, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to Google.
That's right. Yeah, bring a guest and we'll see. Somebody, Laz, you don't have okay. You the cake cutter and ice cream man?
Yes.
Tia, you supposed to be cutting cake.
Supposed to be passing it out. It was his birthday. He's working on his birthday.
That's all right.
He's working on his birthday.
I'm sorry. Tia making different rules up. That's good. That's all right. I'll go by your rules.
I just started.
I'm going to go by Tia's rules. I'm going by the T rules today.
Oh, man.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Get Cole Manny in here.
There it goes. Just shopping.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's dramatic.
Yeah, that's a song right there. I'm just shopping, not buying anything. I'm looking, not seeing.
Son, you want some cake?
Yeah, man. Hook my guy up.
Pass Cornelius down and get a little.
Cornelius is ready.
Hey, this is Lonnie right here. That's Lonnie McKinney. Give him some that. Give him some that. Give him some that. Look, that's Lee Boo, the guru right there. Get a guru some that. Hey, you know Mac right there. You already know him. Hey. Oh, okay, all right. There go Chris. There go Chrissy Chris right there. You ain't saying nothing.
Right. That's my boy.
Look my head there.
I love food, man.
Well, I got an update from my brother.
Come on, update. Is he feeling better? Oh, wow. Give him a hand. Yeah.
He had them both at the same time.
Let me just ask you the question. Does he believe in the vaccine now?
Man, we still having a conversation.
It's
on the table.
Right.
I just need to get that little final.
Brother. Can't get the COVID, boy. They run out to get the vaccine. Man,
oh, that's spooky.
Yeah, it was on the ventilator. Man, I'm getting that vaccine, dog.
I'm gonna tell you something. That ventilator thing, man, is scary.
7 days.
I'm just not wired for that.
Oh, Wendy Williams was in the hospital.
7 days.
Yeah. She had it.
She's still in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So he
had to lay on the side.
Yeah. Man, 7 days.
Yeah, I lost a lot of weight. He was bored out of his mind.
7 days.
Yeah, he was like,
that's rough, boy.
Man, are you arrested? I've been arrested.
What it? Good. You sure?
I'll tell you something this time. I ain't supposed to, but
They still pumping them out.
Yeah, pumping them out. Keep pumping them. Pumping over here, boss. Still pumping them. Who don't?
everybody done over
Yeah, them
That's
two
you,
over
dog.
there. My wife and them.
He ready.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne.
Happy birthday.
31.
I'll be 35 for a week.
Bring it on mine.
Oh, Chris is coming up next.
When?
The 1st of October.
Wow.
On Friday.
October, baby.
I'm after Chris, 27 days.
Is that right?
28 days.
We gotta keep, I'm gonna tell you something, man. We have to celebrate each other. Just honor each other. You know what I mean? If we don't we don't make ourselves important to one another, we invalidate ourselves, so we just gotta celebrate when we can, you know what I'm saying? So say when your birthday is so we can lift you up.
I just want to share this. I shared with the family, and I picked up Kylo the other day, and we drove all the way to Oakland, Wisconsin, and back.
Wow, man.
Kylo.
Well, I thought he went back to her crib.
No, he lives in Hopkins.
Kylo.
Yeah.
Man, that was nice, Chris. Thank you for that.
In the brand new truck.
Yeah, right. That was a nice. Yeah, that was a nice cook for you in the truck.
So look what I did. I had like $2,000. I went and bought a Volkswagen, right? Just flat out bought a Volkswagen to have a second vehicle, right? My son, Kayvon, our obvious other son, Kayvon, I let him use it to go to work. He totaled the car.
Oh.
Now mine, I was fully covered though.
Right.
So when he totaled the car, the check that they gave me was double that what I paid for it.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I went back to look at insurance on everything.
Yeah,
Everything else covered like that.
They give you the total amount what the car.
Oh, the car is worth, right? Because so what they do was they look around the neighborhood, a car is comparable to it, mileage, what they sold for, so on for cars that are comparable to that, stuff like that. And the average was about $5,200.
So let me try.
Look at. You know what my insurance totaled my car all that?
Yeah.
With 111,000 miles, $12,575. They totaled my car out.
Yeah.
When it got totaled.
Really?
Yeah. And it was a 2016.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Well, see, y'all know that the used cars value done went up because of the COVID thing and the parts that are unavailable now.
And the cars,
New cars are coming
I
out.
think because
Used
it was a
cars.
Volkswagen. That's why I was
German.
as well.
Everybody else?
Yeah.
T, you all
That's
right?
it. Everybody got it.
Okay.
What kind of ice cream?
Ain't that good? What? Hey, which one is that? Last.
That was I think that butter
Both of them are simply crafted premium chocolate
That was better pecan.
Let's go to this real quick. Somebody, while we doing that, Lazarus, thank you very much, sir. While we just sitting there, you got this? Lonnie, go ahead and read.
All right, September 21st. Your children are not your children. Khalil, I can't pronounce his last name. Gibran. Take time to, excuse me. Take time today to remember that your children also have the Heavenly Mother and Father who are as concerned about them as you.
Ooh.
You are the channel used to bring the child into life, but you are not the only force guiding that life.
Wow.
We can become so preoccupied with what we should have done that we forget how much we are doing. We can be so absorbed with what is wrong with our children that we miss what is right.
Wow.
The fear over their own failure prohibits our giving them what they need to succeed. Today, focus on the goodness that exists in children. There are things they do well and things they will learn to do better. Know that you cannot fix your children and you cannot plan their lives. What you can do is guide, support, nurture, and love them with all you have in the best way you can. Once you've done that, know that the Heavenly Mother and Heavenly Father want as much, if not more, of them than you do. And I surrender my children to the divine force that moves in, through, and for me.
Wow.
Reflection. What growing goodness in your children can you see that makes you proud? Are you willing to tell them what you see and feel? Acts of faith. Ian Van Zant.
Hello. Yeah. Look, man, that was so powerful. Look, here we go. Got these beautiful little children. How old are your children now?
5 months yesterday and 18 months.
5 months and 18 months.
Yeah.
Do you hear what this is saying right here? It's really, go ahead.
I'm reading this, it just dawned on me. Because last night, me and my fiance was talking, and she was upset with one of our daughter, Lanika's boyfriend, because he got a child by her, and he's taking in his daughter. They all live with my daughter, and he asked his daughter not to call her mom. So my fiance was upset, and I said, "Why are you upset?" I said, that's their life. That's his children. That's their children. If they make the decision to do that, then you can't be upset at that.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we have these conversations about our children, and she always be upset with the men in their life because they don't do what she feel like they should be doing.
Right.
And just what it said here, today focus on the goodness that exists in children. There are things they do well and things they will learn to do better. And that's what I told her. They got to learn. We went through the same thing.
Wow.
That's what I told her last night. I said, we went through the same thing. I did some stuff that your mom and dad, boy, listen. They couldn't stand me and didn't want me around, but they knew we had children together. So they was accepting of that because they didn't want to separate me from our children. Now, had they did what you saying you should do with our children, then what?
Wow.
So
you're talking good. Boy, you're talking so good right there. You're talking good. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's you got run. All right. Give Boo a little hand. Now Boo got a job coming up, so you might not see him at group here and coming up. Is it next week you start?
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to work my schedule in there. Once I get comfortable, I'm gonna have
Yeah, sure. Hey, I love you, boy. It was good to see you, man. Stay with that little group y'all working with. And then one time you can bring me as a guest speaker.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
They did it, man.
All right.
See you guys later.
Lonnie was telling so much truth right there. I love how clear you were. Your thinking right there was so clear. And sometimes for you to be recently released and you get back into the environment, it's difficult for your thinking to be as focused as that thought was. That was just a laser focused thought. And that encourages me about where you're trying to go with your entire being. Because distraction in the world is what keeps you from accomplishing the goals you set for yourself in the penitentiary. I'm gonna work all the amens about that. And so right there, I got a glimpse in what you were sharing of the depth of your focus in the midst of confusion. Now watch this, when I tell you this. Confusion, sometimes it aggravates you and cause you to lose control. Confusion means that everything is present, but out of order. And so what you have to do is look at the confusion and organize it in a way that causes it to start working correctly. It's not as hard as we think, but like Les was saying, when you're used to the confusion, you just looking, but you don't see your way out. Ooh, that's good. So let's get Duvall in here. We ain't heard nothing from him in a few months. Give him a hand. Give Duvall a hand. Go ahead, Bob.
That's a true story, though, because I've just had a situation. Well, I never really have a real whole conversation with my older kids. Because these, my main focus is on my two babies.
Right.
And I didn't hear half of the story, but as far as being in a relationship, it's been good. It's been all right. But my older kids are seeing that different.
Right.
I'm like, hey, you don't spend time with me. If y'all grown, can I have a life now? But they just reached out to my lady, and like four of my daughters. Well, they got to talking and stuff. Let's plan a trip and let's get my brothers up here to see us. Over in California, Iowa too. They want the boys. Because I haven't been talking to them for a whole month. Because here it is again. I'm the daddy.
Right.
I call the shots anyway. Regardless if you're grown or not. I'm taking care of you. I still call the shots. But they was like, because I had a little, I'm like, look, y'all want, even though I vent to them, that's me and you. Don't take it personal with the person I have, relationship with. So the talk was good, but the pushback was they stood back. They let him do him, and these my older kids, they 30, 31, 32, they just, they're all the girls, not the boys. The boys that's rolling with me. But that's just the jealousy. You know, they don't want to say that. My dad is, I did the same thing for y'all. You know, so.
Now you did, let me stop you right there. So Duval was missing from their line.
Yeah.
And you gotta, you're present for these lines, and your child could be 50 or 60 and still have a hole in their heart the size of a missing father. And so that hole they have in their heart was for where you should have been. And they can't understand why you're here with these children, but not there with me, because it causes me to feel shame, and that you didn't care for me, or you was too preoccupied and so such and much. And this is something that we have to deal with as men who have multiple children. I have that in my life. You know, my older children, when they came into, my oldest child is my age because I was 15. You get it. And so, no, I wasn't prepared. And I'm just like you were saying, we be lying. But we don't even know we're telling lies because we're too young to know the difference between a lie and the truth. I'll say I love you, but I wasn't doing any of the things that would constitute what love is supposed to be about. And so what you're at a place like I am of bridge building. And if your woman can build a bridge to your older children, let her do it, because that is opening up the door that you have locked from your behavior in the past, which you cannot change. But you can now, the Duval you are now is ready to be a dad to them too, if they can forgive who you were. And you got to get over some stuff too. So I love what you're saying. You told half the truth, but the whole truth has got to be told in that story. And don't be mad at me, but I'm just loving on you, because I have my older children that feel in the same identical way, and it looked like the life I have now to them is a perfect life. And all of a sudden, wow, and I'm like, man, I didn't click my fingers or tap my heels together and magically get here. I had to go through a process. And so there's some resentment that you'll face from them. And there's some animosity for who you're with right now, even though they've never done a thing wrong to your children. But the truth of the matter is, underneath all that jive is a broken heart that's waiting to be met. I'm thinking about Alexander O'Neal song right now. Anyway, give Duval a hand, because that was a lot of feedback. And Wally, I appreciate you sharing that, man. And I love the way that you are parenting the children that you have. And let me just tell you something. I quote this brother named the Jamaican. No.
He's touch.
Well, I can't call his name. It just blanked out on it. He had Marcus Garvey. Say Marcus Garvey. You should look him up sometime. Yeah. Marcus Garvey, listen what he said when you're trying to rebuild your life. Listen. Don't miss this. This is what he said. Let down your oars where you are. And then that's where you can roll your boat. Let down your oars. Let down your oars. Let down your oars where you are. Where you are. Now watch this. If you can let down your oars, what's that girl's name? Katrina. If you can let down your oars and row that boat, see, then all them other things that you pass them back by on the way. Them older children, all in a broken relationship, it's not, they want to get on the boat too. Wait a minute, now, because now the boat is rolling. Now you're rolling that thing. Now you're moving that thing. But otherwise, you sit there and be frustrated about what you did or did not do. You have to let down your oars where you are. This is true in your case. And I admire Esau so much because he's a blended family, and they have language issues and cultural issues, and they're not bad.
you know, but you got to work through those to still get after what you want. So you let down your oars where you are, and everybody else, all her family, everybody else, they gonna get on that boat. Yeah, somebody say get on the boat. Get on the boat. Yeah. I love that. Was good teaching right there. Yeah. I helped somebody right there. I don't know who it was. So let down your oars.
Let down your oars.
Where you are.
Where you are.
Right. It's getting late in this game right over here. Someone say the clock. I ain't gonna keep y'all all night, but I want the birthday boy to say something. Both him, grab Wayne, let him see if he got something to say. Tierra, what you got? It's your birthday. You got a lot going on in your life. What you want to tell us, man?
I appreciate y'all, man, for acknowledging the day. Love all y'all.
That's good.
I'm nothing without y'all. Thank y'all for listening, building with me, and letting me build with y'all.
Oh, that's good. Give him some love. Wayne Zada, come on in here, Zada. What you got, birthday boy?
Come on, Wayne. Tell him to pull that mask down.
Come on, Wayne. It said pull the mask down so they can see your handsome face.
Let me see ya.
All right. All right. So we ain't gonna wait all night, but anyway, we're gonna John. Manny, look at Manny. Give Manny a hand. You know that's what it is. Manny said, break me off a little something up in here. Yeah. You got anything to say about your birthday? Not a thing. Working.
Trying to get back to health with all this medical stuff.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Come on. So we'll get to that now. You know, that hold up now. That this ain't the time for that announcement. But now what we got to do is reach in your pocket on the way out the door and give Wayne a little, give him a tap, whatever you got, give him a little blessing, make sure he answers the phone and he calls me. If he can't find me, Wayne, sometimes he can find me. He's here to take care, help you get copies, and he's doing all these different things that he's good at doing. He's making copies for you. He's shooting pictures elsewhere. He doesn't fill out your forms, all this and that. I want you to just show him some love. Just tap him on the way out the door with a little blessing. Give him some gas money and let him know you love him. Tierra's a big time. He got money. Give him a Just took a swallow right there. I said, I'll accept it. Say this, and everybody in here say this. Money coming.
Money coming.
Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody don't know about it, but somebody do.
Money coming.
Yeah.
I received it.
I
heard you, man.
Say it again. Money coming.
Money coming.
Yeah. Look, see, you got to put your arms out, look here, and act like money is coming. Say money coming.
Money coming.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Don't that. Yeah. Oh,
money coming.
Money is coming. Look at money. Money's already here. Money's already here. It's over here.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the wrong seat.
You're in the wrong seat.
Hey, I want you guys to keep me in your prayers. I'm taking a trip down to Chicago come Sunday. I'm gonna leave Sunday. I'm gonna come back Thursday. I'm taking a trip down there because I just want to check on the welfare of my son.
Yes, sir.
Keep me in your prayers.
I want you to be paying attention now.
Oh yeah.
Pay attention.
I'm going down to incognito, nothing special, nothing fancy. I'm not.
Like you said, be careful because it's.
I know.
It's
I'm
not,
already knowing.
No. It's bloodthirsty.
Yes.
You just got to be careful. I'm just saying it like it is. I will balance my family values. My goals. I will exercise wisdom. What I choose to eat. Read and do. I will strive to make all relationships. Win-win. Or no deal. I
I will. Under every circumstance. Maintain a positive attitude. I will. Enjoy my life. With a sense of humor. While taking advantage of opportunities. Learning from my misfortunes. I will. Act upon circumstances. Rather than have them act upon me. I will. On a daily basis. Be proactive with my goals. I will. Always protect. My wisdom. My health. And my happiness. Let me get in the circle. Get in the circle. I will. Daily learn. Commit. And do. I will. Act according to the POP Leadership Institute. Be productive in my community. And my private life. Hug somebody, help clean this place up.